Alrighty then, welcome in to the Ryan Nugent Chopkins
Nice.
podcast.
Much better. Much better.
What do you know about first overall pick, Red Deer Rebels, the Edmonton Oilers select Ryan Nugent Chopkins?
What's Red Deer Rebels?
That's
Rebels.
his junior team that he was selected from. The Red Deer Rebels.
So how's that work? He didn't play in college and then
Most guys don't play in college.
so he played juniors, what is juniors?
In Canada, you play juniors. It's
Got
U20,
it. So like under
I believe.
16, under 18, under 20.
Yeah,
Got
and it's called major.
It's like club
correct.
or
but it's called-
AAU or got it. Okay.
It's called major junior because they're paid.
Oh,
basically-
really?
Yeah, it's basically like you go immediately play in a version of the minor leagues.
Got it. Okay.
And then
all right.
and that was the big thing this year. The NCAA was forced to lift that. So all these guys, so when you're ineligible, once you take money to play, you're not considered an amateur. But now with the NCAA's rule change, that's how like Penn State, McKenna, all the like, is it Misa or McKenna? Michael, who is it? McKenna? Gavin McKenna? Yeah. So that's how Bowling Green got good. They got 17 guys that would usually it was like, and it was always growing up in the States, like, oh, if you don't even talk, like a lot of my friends got drafted into major junior in Canada. And it was like, don't even accept like the hat that they send you. You will be ineligible to like play in the NCAA. But now they lifted that. So
they got to return it like in the mail. They got to, or like throw it away and take a video, or how's that work?
My buddy got drafted by the Moncton Wildcats, and they sent like the assistant coach came to their house with like a box of like the custom jersey, like the draft, wanted to take the picture, all that. And my buddy's mom was like, "Don't even step into this kitchen. Like you're not allowed. Like because I mean, the NCAA, they'll slap you with."
Yeah,
anything,
the hot dog
right?
scale.
So
that was the whole thing with Montana.
Yeah. Speaking of, so like that whole thing of like don't even dip your toe into potentially being getting benefits or being pro. So yeah,
fascinating.
Okay, good little lesson to start the chop. My turn. Chopman update. We did miss last week. I'm a little disappointed that we didn't get like inundated with messages like where's Chop because we have so many loyal listeners. We do also have with the Case, what are you doing? It sounds like you're like clicking something.
neat.
Oh, okay.
How the fuck did it pick that up? How did it pick that up?
Because it's like
why are you automatically assuming that it was me?
You were your head was
was
down and you weren't focused.
I know. Basil. He usually hits me every time there's not a chop. He was like chop withdrawal for the week, and I didn't get one this week, so I thought that was shout out Basil or Basil. I don't know.
I will say
I literally turned this.
Yeah, you can hear it all.
I could hear it. I could hear it. I will say maybe it's because the Chopmen are so dialed into Snapback that they knew Tim was at Bowling Green. We were at, we were at
Madrid.
We were coming home from Madrid, and then we were quick turnaround from Montana. Anyways.
Yeah, I feel like if you're dialed in the chop, you have to be particularly dialed into where we are and what we're doing. I think that
exactly.
Exactly.
But since last recording, so 2 weeks ago, we are plus 58 subs. Tech was a big one, 1.3K views, most views of all time on the Chop Pod. I don't know how I feel about it because some part of me likes the discrete part about the Chop Pod. And then when you start to reach four figures, it's like, do I have to be performative? Do I have to talk about what they want to listen? But I think the point of Chop is to have fun, chop it up, talk about whatever we want to talk about. And so if you guys are coming expecting anything different, we just want to set those expectations early. Casey, what is on the slate today.
Yeah, we're going to talk through Montana. We have a guest joining us to help us talk through the rivalry and what we experienced. And then we are going to talk about rivalry week coming up this weekend and where everyone is going to be. And then we have NFL picks. And we'll keep it light. I know everyone's short on time this week because of Thanksgiving. You got to spend time with your family. I don't anticipate us actually keeping it short, but we could just throw that out.
Are we getting a guest? Okay. Do you know what time
10:30.
approximately? Okay. Eastern Standard.
I even sent EST in the message to get him prepped because he may be in Montana or whatever. So yeah.
Ooh.
Cool.
Marcus.
Not Marcus. Jack knows who it is. I don't know why he's acting like he doesn't.
We all know who it is. We all know who it is.
It's not a surprise, but it's a surprise. You got to tease it.
Do we have to be performative? We're already an issue.
Yeah, no.
I was just confirming that we're having a guest.
It's a surprise for the audience. Right.
Okay.
Yes.
So do we cover rivalry week now and time Montana for the guest? Like, what do we? This is going to be.
I think that's smart. I think that's a smart play.
I thought we were going to talk Montana ourselves and then get his perspective on what he saw.
Right, but 20 minutes into guest is
no, we don't have that in our bag.
No, we just not a.
No, he's saying it won't be enough time.
No, I think.
But I think
too much time.
No, I think it's saying if we start doing Montana now, 20 minutes into our guest will be here. What 25 20 minutes at least.
15 to 30.
Okay, 40 straight minutes of Montana. Is that where we want to go, or do we wipe out?
I mean, that's what we do every time. Tech, I think we talk for a full fucking hour. Okay. But I think let's use guest to talk Montana, and then we can extend off.
That's what
I'm saying.
I think
we jump rivalry, and we jump right into it with the face paint.
I don't know why. I don't know if it struck a nerve or I just thought it was bizarre. But the tweet from the North Dakota State guy saying that they better not come to Fargo, they've made their bed by going to South Dakota State. I was one, he's the head of creative there, so I thought that was a little bit interesting. But then two,
I didn't see this.
Two, maybe we're slowly we're slowly getting into the real rivalries where even if they know that we're just doing it for the weekend or they don't even care, they're all right, the second you put on that jersey, you're no longer welcome to the other side. So I just thought that was fascinating. But he also retweeted the clip of Eddie George giving North Dakota State their flowers. So it feels like he's playing both sides also.
He's not playing both sides because that was supportive of North Dakota State.
He was saying, I hate to quote tweet this to give them more attention, but they're not welcome in Fargo. And then he's retweeting something good about North Dakota State to give them more attention.
Okay. I think I don't really care. I think you are so low IQ if you can't understand what
no, I think he understands.
But that's Casey's point. This is the head of digital at North Dakota State. We're not dealing with the Twitter troll here. I don't think he's low IQ.
Twitter troll vibes. I went through his replies.
No, it's okay. Maybe low IQ isn't the word or the way to phrase it. But my point is just oh no, but if McAfee had a South Dakota State jersey on and then wants to come to North Dakota State, you guys would be pants off. So, and it was funny too. I mean, again, not to fully go into Montana yet, but are you guys are rooting for Montana? Well, yeah, they're hosting us. And this is where the game is.
And this is what we do. We go to the home. And by the way, we could have picked Montana State to win, which none of us did, not to spoil the YouTube video. But I
think, yeah. I also think it's hilarious because literally, if Snapback Saturdays started a year earlier or a year later, we would have been in Bozeman sucking you off to no avail. It's just when it lands, who's the home team? That's our squad. And did we love South Dakota State? Love Coach Jackson? Of course. Did we love Montana? For sure. But I'm sure we would have loved North Dakota State and Montana State because we love ball. We love seeing inside of the FCS, especially at these top programs. And I think they understand, but they're just so toxic. Shout out our boy G-Fed. He tweeted, going to college basketball is such a relief. I didn't even realize how less toxic the college basketball Twitter audience is than the college. I think college football is the most toxic
Yep.
Sports.
I think it's second to politics.
Of like British soccer.
No, I seriously think it's second to politics.
Right.
It's like, and I always, this was when I was talking about like newsletter or rankings or like, those were like the only like bugaboos I didn't like want to dip my toe into because it's just useless. It is literally like, the arguments are just, it's not even fun to me. It's really not. Like,
I enjoy it,
but I mean, most online discourse is bad, but
right. Most online sports discourse is bad. I actually think because college football offers you so much nuance, like NFL, there's nothing to debate, right? Because the playoff system has tiebreakers, right? And it's like you can't even make up hypotheticals because it just plays out in front of you. That's kind of what makes college. And then the Heisman is like another good one. And then you've got transfers, and then you've got the money, and then you've got, I actually love it. Don't get it twisted. It is brain rot. And it is absolutely a distraction from the simulation and a distraction from anything serious in life. But I think it's hilarious. Like, no, it's funny stuff.
It's I do think the parallel is politics, because like, think of it like this: so much of arguing politics is like hypotheticals. It's like, what if we did state-run grocery stores? And it's like, well, we don't like know what that really
New York City
looks like. No, but you know what I mean? It's like, we're going to do that. And it's like, well, even if it's done, it's not going to be done like totally the way that would be like the experiment. And then it's like, you go cite like, oh, well, Sweden does them or whatever. And it's like, again, like, it's like, oh no, but Wake Forest beat Arkansas. And so that means every ACC team would beat an SEC, right? Like the hypothetical lines, there's no way to actually, have the judgment day or the validation. There's no way to test true variables in a lot of this. So, in additionally about the whole, but like, also I would love to ask this too. What if we did go to Montana or South Dakota State, and I was like, and we were like, you know what? We're here at South Dakota State as North Dakota fans. Wouldn't a lot of people be like, in what world are you a North Dakota fan? And I'm like, no, I'm coming here to like, I'm not going to change my ways. Okay. I'm bison till I die. That would be beyond inauthentic.
We've actually put ourselves
to like who's hosting us.
We've put ourselves in such a fun, and then we go to Tech. We have the time of our lives, but our rating system gets broken, and it's like Tech hates us. And actually, the only fan base that likes us is BYU because they're too kind and too nice to hate anyone. It is turning into a thankless job if you focus on the minority. And I had to pull myself back and be like, so many people came up to us, so many people DM us, so many people reply to us being like, thank you for creating 30 million impressions around this game, and no one comes out here. And then there's even the side part that's like, thank you guys for coming out here, putting us, in the spotlight, but please don't convince people to move out here because we don't want outsiders to come. So yeah, North Dakota State creative director, I hope he doesn't feel that way genuinely. I hope he's heated, and people who are calling us grifters and all this stuff, like, I think the majority of people can recognize that what we're doing is positive, and if they don't, then that's fine too. Like, that they're entitled to their own opinion.
No, it's going to be real difficult if like we're not invited places, because like I wore Alabama gear during week 4 in 2024 at an Alabama game.
And you know what? They're entitled to that decision as well. That's the thing. They can say that. They can do that. The one thing though that we're not doing is we're not like disrespecting anyone.
No.
You know what I mean? Like there's no, we're not I actually think the healthiest discourse is like Montana State fans pick us as a target. They hate us for the week. We're pathetic. We're losers. We're grifters. And the players used it as motivation, which was amazing and funny at the same time. And then I get a DM from the kicker and a couple other players of Montana State that are like, thanks for showing off FCS football,
on the field
right?
after the game. He comes up to us and he's like, thank you for coming and exposing us to exposing this game to more people.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he was kind of like, fuck you guys. Like he didn't say it, but there was definitely that energy around.
No, he had a player as I was talking to him that pulled me away and said, nah, they're Grizz fans. They would go Grizz all week. I'm just like, okay, well, sure. And I think too, Casey, part of why I don't read comments or try not to dip my toe into that and try and turn notifications off and stuff, is because it's not that I'm a wuss. It's that it will affect me creatively. Like I will have him, like I can't help the part of my brain that has something back there that's like, oh, well, everyone thinks that you're just like, like, do I have to like address now before a video? Like I'm not actually a Montana fan.
Right.
Right. It's like that will affect me creatively. Like, because once you try and do the like, check every box as you try and be creative, then you're not creative anymore. You're just constantly,
you're just doing what the audience is. You're reacting. You're being reactive instead of proactive.
Correct.
All right. We got 10 minutes before our guest.
Where did this guy go?
I don't know what's going on with him. He seems to be in a situation.
This is why doing this during fucking Thanksgiving is impossible.
Why?
Because my parents are doing a fucking concert in.
They're doing a concert?
No, they're just they don't understand that like whispering or not whispering, like it's still like that. Just either
Why didn't you go in a more private room?
The whole thing's fucked.
The whole thing is fucked.
Do you?
And also, when I started, Mom wasn't home and Dad was in a meeting and nobody was here. And then all of a sudden, it's a fucking parade inside my city. Yeah.
Right, and then it's just like, oh, well, that job's kind of fake, right? So we can be loud.
But if I walked into my dad's office and started whipping my fucking cock out, that would be a big problem.
Right, but you're also in a public domain. There's a full-blown room with a door that you pull the desk out of Dad's office.
Granted, I could have done a better job setting up, but there was no one here when I started.
Which is literally what I did on the Chop podcast when I was up there. I've done this, so no excuses are fair here. But I also understand the frustration, and these are the realities of Thanksgiving. Rivalry week. We need to talk about Timmy face paints. Yeah. Tim, my favorite thing in the world right now is you put out that piece of content, start the conversation, did a great job with it, good storytelling. And I love the internet's reaction. They were like, you know what? Just pay the debt.
Yeah.
They were like, just do it.
I was about to say, I've kind of like I'm glad I did it because I did read the comments, and like a lot of people don't want to see a lifeline. And
I respect it.
That's
your best
like that's fair.
Does that work?
Yeah, and I was waiting to respond to him in the comments. I was gonna be like, hey, like slide this over to Cade, but you know what? At the end of the day, like
I liked
that doesn't.
Yeah, I liked what people said. They were like, it's not Cade that you need. Lenoris needs to be the one that lets you off. And I was like, all right, you're gonna have to tap Vert for that.
Yeah.
No, I mean, tap the Roback guys.
Well, they're both.
No, I don't even think
showdown in the.
It's a Roback. It's a Robo.
Look, if there's a time to do this, like the stars aligned in terms of like this game being pretty irrelevant, and again, both fan bases kind of being like, yeah, I mean, sure.
I think all your content is
we'll
gonna
play
pop
one more.
off though. Like South Carolina is gonna like be like, yeah, come in, and then the Clemson fans are gonna be like, what the fuck?
No,
No, I mean, I actually think Clemson fans will be like, it's similar to what Tim's demeanor is about the situation, which is like, all right, whatever.
It's
like if there's a week that you're
like
gonna
as old as time. Like in the NFL locker rooms, they make when their teams play each other, they make a bet, and then they got to go to their press conference in the other jersey, and they're not like, "Yo, what the fuck? You're wearing a Michigan jersey."
No, but the fact that it's the face paint makes it good and funny for social, and it's good content. Also, it's honestly good content.
In your video, the part you screenshotted when you're like, "We're 10-point dogs," you actually look like an infant. I don't know how we aged. I mean, we talk about it all the time, but like we've aged a significant amount in just a year.
Wait, they're 10-point underdogs?
No. In the video, I screenshotted like a clip. Yeah.
I honestly, if you want to know what happened, I was halfway through. Pregnant wife starts, there's a situation, and then I couldn't.
And you also know the story.
Right, exactly. So I didn't need to be reminded, and I also had seen the comments and I was like, all right, this seems to be settled. So the only thing that I don't know is, have we verified if it's full blown?
It's just face paint. I know it was.
It's just face because I screenshotted the.
Like, I don't remember that. I'm down.
I was just trying to push the envelope, I guess.
And I think too, I actually think the face paint honestly helps. Because we could actually argue, or my argument would be, the more subtlety of being just like a polo would be like, oh, I'd be like the Jack wearing a jersey on Monday Night Football thing. Like like it's so obvious. I don't want to do like it's so obvious a punishment. So yeah, I think that kind of helps the thing with the face paint and the jersey. And then,
so are you going Clemson up top, like polo?
I don't think I have a choice.
Okay. No, I mean, I wasn't sure if you were gonna just like go all in Scar to make it to like, because how many people are gonna be like, what the fuck is going on right now?
I'm just going face paint, jersey, khakis, and I'm gonna wear Clemson stuff Friday and Sunday, but.
No, that's what I'm saying. Are you wearing Clemson polo on Saturday?
No, he has to wear it's full South Carolina garb with the face paint.
Got it.
It's South Carolina jersey, face paint.
Okay. I would be willing to flex to full Clemson fit, but in the Scar face paint.
Oh.
To just create this but if we go full Scar, that's fine.
Yeah, I mean it is what it is. Like no, I'm glad I made the video because it did provide some good clarity and just again, pay it off now, man of your word type shit, right? Like don't look for but I also candidly wanted to I did as much as I wanted to get out of it. I thought there would be a cool avenue for Snapback to like, would it be good for the company to have like a video of Dabo getting me out of a punishment? But, like it is what it is. Like if he came to the sideline before the game, gave me a towel, said, wipe that off. And like, here's the coach's polo. Giddy up.
Yeah, I'm all in for that. I'll give you the exception. Yeah. If Dabo's wiping you down pre-game, I'm all for it.
Okay, right.
And then they lose, and it's like, nah, he was locked in before the game, for sure.
Right. Major focus issues. What is the spread on the game?
2.5.
It's gonna be a good one.
I do.
By the way, I was very.
I do want
in Vert talking about going to this game, and I guess I wasn't surprised, but it was just good confirmation that like everybody's still extremely fired up for this game. They're like, it's still going to be insane. It's still going to be sick. It's still going to be a great game. Everyone's still excited. So that was exciting to see.
Tim, I think you should have to just 90 seconds, 60 seconds on saying why you guys are going to the game and why you're not bitter about Iron Bowl. I mean, obviously you would rather be going to Iron Bowl, I think, at this point, but like, I don't want people thinking that we were the ones that were like, you got to go to this shit game.
Oh, I mean, we booked this before the season, way before. I mean, I had a bet back when Texas played Clemson in the playoff. And so that was part one of it. Like next year, when you go to, we're going to send you to the Palmetto Bowl and you're going to pay up your bet. And then additionally, we do book everything ahead of time. Last year, we did a rivalry split. Casey did the game. You did Texas A&M. And so we were always doing a split again. And like we've seen this year with our pre-planned schedule, some games age really well. Some games age really poorly. Your guys' game was going to be aging poorly until Bama lost to Oklahoma. Like it was going to be a Bama could lose. Right. It would just affect seeding. And then for us, like we actually preseason felt like we were getting the way better end of the deal.
Yeah.
This could have 100%. Been a de facto play-in game.
Top 10 matchup for sure. Heisman battle.
Like again, you roll with the punches. You're not.
It is funny
Heisman
looking back
could
now.
have happened in this game.
100%. So you get what you get, and you don't get upset. I'm only a little bit. My only like qualm is that the Iron Bowl is a bucket list item for me, and I've never been to Auburn. So like, you know, that's gonna be something I have to eventually do on my own. But no,
have you done Palmetto, by the way?
No, my first time going to this game.
So that'll be fun. Yeah, Auburn's inviting us back. They want us to come for full experience, full facility tour, etc. We're just doing the split for this game. Will we do that for Iron Bowl? Most likely not. So if you want to see Iron Bowl in Auburn, yes, that will be probably a solo adventure. But yeah, it's I love rivalry. I love the rivalry videos. But I put out a tweet because I saw Joel Klatt said that the game is not in the same hemisphere as any other rivalry game. And at this point, I feel pretty strongly and pretty confident to say, like, we've been to Holy War, we went to Brawl the Wild, we went to Dakota Marker game, been to the game, been to Texas OU, been to Texas versus Texas A&M, gonna obviously see Iron Bowl. I'm sorry, but like, there's no rivalry game, been to Army Navy at the top that is like levels above another game. Like there's just not. Like I think it's all the same.
And the passion is the same, and the hatred is probably the same. The one difference between Dakota Marker and Brawl the Wild is you don't see in these like Auburn, Alabama, and like you may see it in Army Navy, but you don't see it in the game and the Iron Bowl is when they're out, they're like kind of hope they win it all for Montana, like, which is the one like difference I would say, because nobody is rooting for Michigan and nobody's rooting for Alabama if you're on the other side.
Correct, but on the flip side, the reason is, and why I actually prefer the Brawl the Wild and the Dakota Marker game is like the players get it, and we talked about this at the tailgate. Like the players don't understand Michigan-Ohio State rivalry. Maybe one kid does, maybe five kids do.
Generalizing it, like
no, I don't think so. Where's Julian Sam from? Where's Jeremiah Smith from? Where's Carnell Tate from? Where's Arvell Reese from? Where's Caleb? I'm not generalizing.
I understand the biggest.
No, there's a handful of players that are going to play in the game who actually understand the rivalry.
No, understand's not the right word. Understand's not the right word. Grew up in the rivalry.
But they don't give a shit anymore. Like they genuinely.
Ohio State, you could say Jeremiah Smith's clip was performative, but
Here you go.
He just talked about how much he hates Michigan and wants to beat them.
Sure. And he has been taught it. I understand that. But they lost to Michigan. We interviewed before Texas, Ohio State. Would you rather beat Michigan this year or repeat as national champions? Right? And there were a bunch of Ohio State fans who said, "Oh, I'd rather beat Michigan," right? Because it's been 3 or 4 years, and that's what matters to me. And we would just want. I would bet 99% of the kids on the team would say, I'd rather fucking win the national championship. Make me lose to Michigan 100 times over. Like, that's what they care about. People are just
saying that because we haven't beaten Michigan in so long, and we just won the national championship.
That's my point, is the players don't care.
I think that's a point. No, and I also think that's And I think that's
How?
that's more of a consequence of the expanded playoff, the system, the way this game, the state, like the recency of this game. I don't think it's fair to say that they don't understand. I think they very much understand.
They do not care anywhere near what their own fans care or the players care. And by the way, we've seen that in NFL football as well. Ravens Steelers is not the same rivalry.
Ohio. Sonny Styles is from
Ohio. We're not gonna.
No, I'm just saying you are.
Awesome.
That's what I'm saying. You're generalizing.
The 5 players are gonna care, but 78 of the kids and the majority of the starters in those games, they understand, they appreciate, and they
if not more is from the Midwest, if not specifically Ohio.
I think your better argument would be how many players on Michigan and Ohio State chose their school because they hated the other and that was never going to be an option. Because I think that's what we've seen with the more local rival or the Brawl the Wild or Dakota Marker was like, no shot. They could recruit me 500 times over and I'm not going there.
That's the point. In Montana, like these kids don't want to leave.
Right.
They want to play.
I
like
think people in Ohio don't want to leave. There's just more people coming in.
Don't understand is not the right word.
They don't care to the level, anywhere near the level that the players in the FCS rivalries care about. Or really the majority of other rivalries where the in-state kids are, that's my point. Don't understand. Sure, they understand.
Yeah, I mean, I think Jack Sawyer.
It's not that hard to understand.
Very differently.
He's the one though. That's the
that's what I'm saying. He's not.
That is what made that
Half
moment
the
so cool.
Lineup is from the
he
Midwest.
is. It was a whole fucking story that he wanted to come back to try and beat.
The entire team did.
Like that was the story. Is from the Midwest. That's still not the same.
But what's the difference between the Midwest and
but that is the
North Dakota State? Like
that is the footprint that those two schools have.
Yeah, Michigan and Ohio State.
They do.
Like someone being from Chicago, they grew up in the Ohio State-Michigan rivalry.
Which gives them an understanding of it. I agree. But they don't care. They don't play with the hatred.
Oh, I think they do.
They don't care that it's Ohio State.
I think you're off base
dude,
here.
I think you're like
no
I think
shot.
I get what you're saying.
I'm
it's tough for for Jeremiah is from Florida, Sayans from California. I get what you're saying that them two specifically.
I get that they can wrap themselves up in it. They can make themselves care.
No, I'm with
but
you.
At the end of the day,
you're off base with like 75% of the people in the game will have grown up in it.
I feel like
on campus there is a clock.
75%. Montana State was not even. It was 38%.
Close to with the national reach that these schools have. I think the percentage is actually much closer than you would understand. And the same way they have a clock that counts down from 365. Michigan, Ohio State has the same thing. And as soon as you step in the doors, priority number one is beat Michigan, and everything else after that is secondary.
I feel like a Supreme Court justice writing a concurring opinion. Like I directionally see what you're saying, but for different reasons. I think that I'm like someone, again, a pessimist, contrarian. I'm quite sick of the game. I'm quite sick of Ohio State, Michigan being jammed down my throat. It's becoming Red Sox, Yankees every Sunday night baseball game. And it's only because, to me, it's been the perfect circumstances as of late. Ryan Day can't beat Michigan. Michigan cheats. The Stallions, they both have won national championships quite recently. So, like, all that sort of stuff. Oh, here he is. However...
By the way, Ohio State's going to beat the shit out of Michigan, and it's going to be the most useless football game ever. I don't get. This is the year that I agree, there's no shot.
We say that every year.
There's no shot. What's up, dog?
Boys.
You're live,
Hey.
and we're straight live. No prep. You're just in it.
Okay,
So.
I want to say sorry for being a little late. I read it in my head as 15 minutes later, but you said stay on 15 minutes, so that's my fault.
No
but here we are.
No.
You're all good. That's it. Hey, that's just a Montana State reading interpretation.
Did you guys have fun?
We did.
Fantastic.
We had a fantastic time.
Yeah, it's a good spot, and it's a fun game.
You just, by the way, just to give you context, you just hopped into a conversation / debate / argument over, like, do the kids who play in Montana in Brawl the Wild or Dakota Marker care more, understand rivalries more than, like, the Ohio State Michigans or the Auburn Alabamas of the world? So,
yeah. Well, I always found it interesting, like, the kids who grew up in Montana, it's like built in. They know what it is freshman year. Kids who visit, you kind of like it's like weird how obsessed with everyone with it is at first. And then after you play in it like once or twice, you're kind of like, oh, are we cussing on this podcast?
You can say it.
Yeah, you're kind of like, fuck these guys, like fuck everyone, like whatever it is. And you almost like learn to love it just as much as them. And then I'd say for most of us who move away, like, to me, it's like so fun to like live in New York and then have that game to try to like show my friends and talk about on social media and all of that. And then I almost like learned to love it after I left, sort of. Because when you're playing, it's another week, like, you know. But then what was the original question? Dude, I'm just like fucking rambling. Sorry.
No.
you're all good.
We were saying
we were comparing the big rivalries, and my point was, that I think that game, I like that the players, the majority of the starters and the players who are making impact plays, they're from the state of Montana, so they have, they've wanted to make these plays their whole life. And then you go to Ohio State, Michigan, and it's not that the players don't get they understand the rivalry. And of course there's Ohio State kids and Michigan kids, but Jeremiah Smith and Julian Sayin and a lot of the studs, they've been thrown into it. But what you're saying is like, you get taught the second you get there to hate them.
No, Tim, you posted a video that I actually liked that was like, it's not in an offensive way, but it's a high school feel in the sense that every single person knows every single person.
Yeah.
And I do think that makes it fun because like the bragging rights do matter when you're going to have to see people over the summer at like Flathead Lake, or you grew up in Missoula and everyone's around. Like, I do think that aspect of it makes it that much more serious because even if you were 0-11 and you win that game, you can at least talk shit to everyone from across the state for the rest of the year. So yeah, I would never, like, anyone would kill me for trying to compare it to Michigan, Ohio State or anything like that, as you guys probably know, but I don't know. I am biased.
And we're not
it's
even,
fun.
We're
So
open
it's
to the we're
so
not
intimate.
Even the ones who are like, it can't even possibly compare. Like, that's why we go and experience it. And what we are saying is that it does compare. I just am in the defense of Ohio State, Michigan, that these guys care equally as much rather than less.
Yeah, that's fair.
By the way, what my original point was and statement was, Joel Klatt said Michigan Ohio State is in a different hemisphere from all the other rivalry games. And I said, I'm sorry, I've been to all the rivalry games, the majority of them. A lot of them they're all the same thing, right? There's genuine hatred. There's also like genuine respect. Actually, I will say Texas A&M is probably the only rivalry I've noticed where there isn't like any respect. Like, those two fan bases just fucking hate each other. They want nothing but the worst. If College Station got hit with a nuclear bomb, I think people in Austin would cheer for that. Wow. And what we were saying is like, Michigan, Ohio State, they don't root for each other, but they do respect each other, right? If someone were to attack Ohio State and be like, Ohio State sucks, they're the worst, they're actually not good, Michigan fans would actually be like, no, like, they're a really good team, because that builds up the rivalry.
Well, that's because people are so conference horny now and like want to defend their conference and so loyal, which is maybe healthy in the sense that if you're willing to defend the schools you have like against other rivals, then it's helpful and it only helps like the conference. But I think that's definitely where that loyalty comes from, because now it's purely just Big Ten, SEC, like allegiances, fully. Have you guys been on the road every Saturday since week 1?
Yeah.
Since
Yes,
week
sir.
0.
Whoa! And so
We started in Hawaii.
Are you guys trying to just do like fun, a little off, like course locations?
Yeah, well, we did it last year to start, and we did a lot of the big ones like Alabama, Tennessee, all this. And then we also have found like naturally that our best performing content was the off the beaten path ones. Like last year, Jack and Casey Sickos sent me to Kent State. And the video was, I went to the worst team in college football. They were 0-11 at the time. And it was one of our highest performing videos. All the social did super well. And we were like, okay, well, like everyone's seen videos of a Darty at Alabama. But like, what is it like to go to South Dakota State? What is it like to go to the Brawl? And so I always compare it to like, we're big sports fans and we've been to a lot of places that were like, no, we need the stronger crack. Like, give me like, send me to Missoula, a place I've literally never been, and let me figure out what this rivalry is. Like, let me figure out this, like what's happening here. Did
the athletic department reach out to you guys, or do you guys do a little reach out before you go and then see what they'll do? I actually, not to talk shit, I was so surprised they were like, here's jerseys, fucking ride around on mopeds on the field. I can't believe they said
Wait,
that.
Why?
Their head coach is like such a dick and like kind of no nonsense that I just was. I think you would have had a better shot doing it in Bozeman than there. But you guys made it happen.
Twofold. One, we at the start of the season we reached out when we planned our schedule. And we got a lot of positive responses. But then throughout the season, we'll start to get inquiries. And I think going into next season, when we say, hey, where should we go? We'll start to have some people kind of like fielding us because they see the positive impact it does. In terms of coach, there were definitely a couple things that he was like very anti. And the one bummer was like, they took us to the locker room, but we couldn't film anything because they didn't want us having any like bulletin board material for the Cats. And you know, some of that stuff is private to how they motivate their guys. But I will say the shit in the locker room was the best shit. Like it was. And
like,
that
while
was
they were in there, or just you guys got to go in?
No, just like, you know,
what they had on the board and stuff.
Oh,
they're like,
on
their
the
actual
board,
bulletin,
their
actual
clock.
bulletin board.
Yeah.
Got it.
Stuff like that. And he was like, don't show meeting rooms. And some of that was just like in advance, you know, they don't want us peeking in a meeting room, posting a clip. No one notices the defensive game plans on the, I mean, we're smarter than that. But I think, and this is what we've noticed through our tour, because we've probably done 10 or 12 of these where we have all access. The new coaches in college football, some of them are stubborn to it, but are at least like, I understand I need to do it. And then some are just like full blown embracing it, right? Like Coach McGuire's like, walk through my office, take a picture of anything, do whatever you guys want. Coach Jackson, South Dakota State, he's like, these kids, they fucking love social media. They love content. They want to get exposure because they want to play at the next level. They want NIL deals, etc. So yeah, I think most people they've definitely changed their tune.
And that's just to go off that too, we do have a lot of schools reach out to us, and we've gotten better at being like, well, there's a couple different places we could technically go this weekend. You know, we built it in the preseason, our schedule, but like we're getting more comfortable asking for the world. And, you know, if you say no, you say no. And we could also find a school that will let us do that. Like,
true.
You know, there's places that have been like, what do you want? And we're like, we want to get in full kits. We want to and I always say this, it's like, we're children. Like, we just want to like play. Like we don't need to interview the offensive coordinator and like, that's not what people are coming to my content for or our content for. So it's like, you know, again, just give us like spot the ball and let us like be idiots and run into each other. And if that's harmful, I don't, you know,
it like, was harmful. I'm still feeling the effects of, I don't know how you guys played football. What position did you play?
I played safety from 2013 to 2017.
What was your record in the Brawl?
Not counting my redshirt year, I was 2-2, but I ended with 2 wins. So I went out one junior year and senior year, which was dope. If you guys have quick story time, the first game I traveled as a freshman was in Missoula, which is kind of like a crazy first game to like go through the whole like travel process. Super sick. We get to the locker room and I go to grab my jersey because everything's like set up in your locker. And the equipment staff forgot to fucking stitch my last name onto my jersey. They just like, oops, forgot. So everyone's got last names and then mine is just a blank jersey, the only one with no name. And I was like, hey guys, I think you forgot my last name in Bozeman. What the fuck? And they were like, yeah, sorry, tough shit. Like, we're not going to stitch it like 30 minutes before the game starts. And I was like, sick. This is a great place for that for me. So we run out on the field and like, I didn't play that much. Like it was mostly special teams. And so I'm just standing there with cause their fans are right.
Oh, it's so tight.
Yeah.
And just like, who's the mystery man down there? Like, where's his fucking last name? Like, just for a whole game. And that's a game we lost too. So that was kind of a bummer, but that was my first game ever traveling was, I was the mystery man in Missoula with no last name. First game ever.
It would have been a great game to have a bad play in because then
because no one knows. Yeah.
I wanted to ask you your perspective on this, which I found kind of interesting to the rivalry debate, because it's funny like Julian say beats Michigan, whatever, like. We were saying how like you're at the bar. We're making our way in the bars in Missoula, and like someone will just walk in and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, by the way, like he played wide receiver here 2 years ago," and he's just like sipping a beer, talking. He's like, "Yeah, I went 3-1 against the Cats, whatever." Like, also you couldn't do that at a bigger school like that.
Yeah.
That just like Julian saying can't walk into a random bar in Columbus when he's an alumni. So you get that aspect of it, but additionally, I found it so interesting how a lot of people were saying, whoever like makes it further in the playoff, they'll be rooting for that Montana team.
So I've seen that on Twitter. I would never fucking root for them. I don't want them to.
But that's because you're not from Montana.
Which
like,
is
I think
probably
that
true.
is the difference. Yeah.
That's a great
you
point.
don't give a shit about the state of Montana. I mean, respectfully, you want it to do well and all that, but like those people want Montana to go be a thing.
Yeah. No, that's a good point. I care about Montana State fucking blank statement. Like nothing about Missoula do I root for or care about in any capacity. I also just like when it comes to like the shit talking on the internet, because I don't live in Montana, most of my consumption of it is Twitter and Instagram comments. And so if they do make the national championship, like then that just gives them more shit to talk next fall. Like I don't want them to have. I want their resume as shit as possible. You don't
want them to have any ammo.
No, none. And I don't want to see them happy either. Like it's gross. And I think people say that like the people who are really good sports and like very Montana wholesome would say that, but I still think there's a lot of people in Montana who want them to get bounced like first round and cry about it in that stadium. So that is a good point though.
If they play in the semifinal, so obviously, I mean, we talked to Montana people and they were like, it's not going to count for the trophy. It's not going to count for the record, for the 100-year record. But would it be the biggest game in the Brawl history if they play in a semifinal? Like,
it's kind of crazy that it hasn't actually happened. Like I keep thinking about that and I'm like,
wild.
Both of these schools have been really good for a long time.
Yeah.
And the fact that it's just, they each haven't won 3 games in a row is wild. Yeah, I only, so when we beat South Dakota State 3 years ago to go to our first championship in like forever, that game, I wasn't there, but like from what I've heard and what I saw, like that game felt equally as big as a Cat Grizz, if not bigger, in Bobcat Stadium semifinal game to like go to the national championship. So yeah, if you get that type of game and you get the Grizz and it's now in Bozeman when it was in Missoula, or like, and then you're not only going to the national championship, you're keeping them from going to the national championship by winning that game. So like, I guess, yes, like it's hard to say until it happens, but like, Yeah, I mean, because we just played for Big Sky Championship, but this one's for the national championship. Like, it does feel.
Right.
It would also be hard to win that game and then not have the trophy.
Right.
To walk.
Yeah.
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 I'm also curious your thoughts of being in it, and there's this line of like rivalry and hatred and respect. Speaking of social media, there was a lot, and some was directed towards us, but there was a lot of discourse going on about how Montana State carried themselves after they won the game. There was a lot of comments that are like, if you don't want them stopping on your field, win the game. That's how I feel as an Ohio State fan. When they plant the flag in the middle of the O, it's like, if you don't want them to plant the flag, win the game. I'm curious how you feel about that.
Okay, them talking shit to you guys, loved it. Obviously, that was awesome.
Great for us too. We loved it too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, hilarious. Players on the field like saying like, "Are you guys Snapback sports?" Like, fuck off. That's awesome.
Yeah. That means we matter.
Like waving bye to their fans, such fair game. I don't care. Like the cleats on the midfield logo it feels a little juvenile to me, but like also I'm not gonna like cry about it. I don't know. I think flag planting for big rivalry games in midfield of another stadium is sick, and it's such a dagger in the heart. We did it 2 years ago. When did we win? Fuck, that might not have been until that would have been 2018 because the home teams won like so many games in a row. But we flag planted last time we won there, and I thought it was the sickest thing ever. And there's a picture of like two guys with like the sun setting and like our flag in Washington Grizzly. No, but also like there's like I know that they were yelling crazy shit to us too. Sure. So I get
there was definitely a line that was crossed by one gentleman in the stands, and at that point I was like, let them do what they want to do. I'm all good. Dance on the logo, dance in the end zone. Go over to the student section and mock the shit out of them.
Yeah.
The only thing that would upset me is they actually messed up like the turf in the field. And now it's like this poor little groundsman who has to, completely fix the turf. And it's like he or she didn't do that, like that once it would be like picking on the janitor and like shitting all over the toilets. And now the janitor's got to go clean that up. Like that is the only thing. But, I don't know if they intentionally were trying to mess up the turf on the field.
I just think there's a lot better gestures than the turf scrape. It doesn't do a lot for me from like either side. It feels kind of like a waste of
the bullshit time. Was they all went over to the student section, which I think is fully fair game. Sick. And fucking Montana and like the security and the cops were like, get out of here, like go back to your side, which I also get because that could actually turn into Brawl.
Could
of the
literally
Wild
incite a
Part
riot.
2. Yeah, that could. But that I'm all good with the taunting. That has to be part of the game.
Yeah, and well, there's a picture of us when we went over to their student section, and someone did a thing like it was like the art of cropping, and there's 10 separate people like with double birds like towards our players and shit like that, which is like. That's what happens when you win. You get to do that, and then you get to witness how hurt the other school is. And that's why rivalries are so sick. What we did my junior year, we won in Missoula. And I knew a girl who brought the Montana State flag to the game. And my boy Kevin and I jumped in the stands, took the flag from her with permission. And then we went to the opposite side of where we were carrying the trophy and then held up the Montana flag as if to say like, we fucking own this shit kind of thing.
State champs. And then that got the crowd like super juiced. And it was one of the more like goosebumpy memories I have to date. But I'm glad that you guys got to go and see how much people care and how and that stadium is dope. Like, and talk to the mountains, like loud as shit. Like it's fun. So loud.
I also was most impressed by the level of football that we actually saw on Saturday. Like, is it, Michigan, Ohio State? No, not necessarily. But like, it was not a bad football game. It was a pretty high quality game.
That actually was a great game that you guys got to go to.
Especially because they've had
it was physical as shit
lately. I feel like you're also
home teams beat the shit out of the OA team like 6 games in a row. So
yeah.
Wes, how did you end up there?
Dude, so I grew up in Columbia, Missouri, where Mizzou is.
Yeah.
My neighbor was Mizzou's quarterback coach for like 20 years. Coaches like just know each other,
Right.
you know, all over the place. He knew the safeties coach at Montana State my senior year of high school, connected us. That dude ended up leaving, but then I went on a visit, and then they like offered me preferred walk-on, I think, and I was like, this place seems sick. I'm gonna just rip it, and that like literally that's how it happened. Like a neighbor football coach who knew a coach there. But I also it is like a very cool place. Like for FCS, you don't get that everywhere. And I know you guys haven't been to Bozeman yet, but like they love Montana State football, and like it's not, aside from sports, it's also we stay there for summers, guys, and there's all you do is wake up, go to workout, go jump off a bridge into like a fucking river, and then go whitewater rafting, and then get drunk, and then go to Flathead Lake and like camp out, and then you do that for 4 years. Like it was just so sick.
I feel like you are the perfect person to ask, because the whole Los Angeles thing is obviously a huge thing in Missoula, and I'm like, all right, but how many of these people have actually seen LA, New York, big cities? You've seen it all. What do you think about like the Los Angeles thing?
So that's like the $1 million question with Montana right now. I will never, ever, ever care about something I love, like being popular. Like I want people to like the shit that I like. There are times where if I'm like downtown or just like where it is now very touristy, and like all the girls have on those stupid fucking hats, and you're just like
the guy in the top right.
Yeah, no, not even not like, you know, those like Aspen hats that girls wear. They're
Yeah.
And you're just kind of like, what are we doing here? But I don't live there, so as far as like being priced out, like rent wise, home wise, I haven't like had to experience that. I get why that would upset like local people, but I live in New York City, and when I first moved here, if I said I went to school at Montana State or Bozeman, no one knew what I was talking about. If I tell people Bozeman now, 90% of people on the East Coast are like, either I've been, or I've been like dying to get out there. I've heard it's beautiful.
Wow.
And to me,
I didn't watch the show, so I actually
Yeah.
didn't realize how big of an influx of people
Dude.
it had driven, and how popular it had gotten.
It's a good show, but you wouldn't think that's all it takes for.
I think they're
so many
wrong
people
about
to
the
visit.
show. I think that that's a like false flag. Like the show, the secret's just been out on like travel's more accessible. People, you know, it's like I grew up with a lot of people that love to ski, and like, you know, I'm from Massachusetts, and it was like, you know, oh, you go north to New Hampshire, and then it became Maine, and then it became Vale,
Aspen,
and now
now
it's like and then it was like Jackson Hole. It's like just like the next step. And then, so I felt this way before even the Yellowstone stuff. I was like, no, like I know so many rich girls from my town that just like live in like in Bozeman, and they're like, yeah, we want to just like ski and like get jobs at the local shop.
By
and,
the
like,
way,
have the sickest life ever.
I have not seen the show. All I've done is gone for a football game and talked to the people. I left and I'm like, fuck, that place is awesome. And I'm sure during the summer, it's unbelievable.
Dude,
like
sun sets at probably 10:45, 11, and it's like 80, no humidity, and there's just a body of water, like either a river or a lake just near you, and people outside fucking doing it's truly the best.
It's the same thing with people in New Jersey that now go to SEC schools. Like,
dude.
Everyone says the same thing, and I feel so torn because like we are literally, you know, promulgating that narrative by going to these places, showing how great they are. But then at the same time, again, from Massachusetts, I hate all the tourists at Fenway Park, and I'm like, you ruined my fucking experience. And like now it's just everybody, you know, doing their weekend trip to check off their bucket list. So like I'm torn because I do both. Like,
I think with Instagram, if anything is cool or pretty or aesthetically pleasing, like we should all accept that shit is gonna be like shared with the rest of the country forever. like that's the other thing with the Montana people is like they're a little probably like pop culturally like always like 2 years behind, and so you kind of just are gonna have to accept like you live somewhere that's naturally beautiful and it's fucking cool, and like people are gonna come visit and take pictures. Like this is gonna sound creepy, but it's not meant to. But Montana State, like the university's Instagram page, always posts like students on like their first days or whatever it was. And one day I was like, dude, half of these people are like hot girls from California. Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
And I was like, that's such a change, because my freshman year was the first year ever in the history of Montana State that the freshman class had more women than men. And since then, I think it's just been kind of like, it's not just an ag, like farm school. Like now it's like skiers, hot people, all types of everything.
Rich people. Just
rich,
like,
yeah.
And that's like, no, it's totally what happens. And I said too, when I bought the cowboy hat, I was like, look, I've been waiting to buy a cowboy hat in Montana long before Yellowstone.
Where'd you go?
Like, Murdoch's. Yeah. And like, this is just what I wanted to do. And it's like, I'm also like, screw you people for ruining it. Like, and making it like a thing. And it's also funny too. Like I was taking some like aesthetic videos of bars and this and like
you
blowing up. And it's like, oh, so you had like a person with like 20,000 Instagram followers, and like I ruined the place.
Yeah, it's your fault.
Like all it took was the first person with like 10 followers to post it. Like,
but the thing is though, that like, but the athletic department, administration, people who have jobs that are like in any way adjacent to the school are more than down with making the school like cooler, more popular, whatever, because they just know more attention, more money, more NIL, more visit. Like, so it's weird, like who, at least when I go back, I'm not torn, but I'm like anytime I'm talking to anyone in the athletic department, they're all for blowing the shit up as much as humanly possible.
Right.
It's like, but and a local business owner is happy that it's popular too. It's just like this weird pocket of like
it's anyone who wants to live there and pay rent. That's the reality. My rent is going up and I'm getting knocked out of this place. And, if the income levels are going to rise for the local butcher and the local person, like my salary also needs to go up to be able to withstand this. So do you think if the schools, because they said they would go together, but if Montana State went to the FBS level, do you think it could become a serious player? Like, do you think it would open up and unlock, donations and NIL, and could you get 5 stars, or do you actually like being cream of the crop in the FCS?
I used to always think like, oh, we'll go to the FBS soon or whatever, and like, let's do the FBS. And then 2 years ago, I was at a bar and Sam Houston State and Georgia Southern were playing in a bowl game, who were both formerly very good FCS schools. And I was like, they're playing on like December 27th in New Orleans. No one gives a fuck. Like it was like a lawnmower bowl, and each of them probably had like 5,000 fans at this random game between Christmas and New Year's Eve. And I was like, is that like, if we went to the FBS for a long time, that would be the pinnacle of what you're playing your regular season for, is a shit bowl game at the end of the year that no one gives a fuck about. And like right now we're playing home games against good schools, and like it's a chance to like, I don't know, play for a national championship where like people will have like a fucking parade probably. So
like, do you care if they make it to Nashville, like you'll go down to Nashville for the championship?
Jack. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Like that's the like, but I think it's important for people to understand, and I think us, the non-athletes, can actually understand. Like, there is something about playing for your rec championship, your state championship, like playing beer pong against your friends, like that. Yeah. But if I then had to go play in the beer pong national championship and I get knocked out in the first round, it's actually not fun for me. So like having your own thing that you give a shit about that's fun.
what was I going to say? But also, so when we played in the championship or for the first time in 2021, maybe, whatever. But that was the first time we'd play. It was Frisco before it was Nashville. And to have everyone who's ever mattered to me in college all at like one bar in Dallas in their Montana State stuff was such a cool experience to like just have a game where you like no one's gonna not go.
Right.
You know, we got an Airbnb with like 20 old football dudes that got drunk the whole time. Like there's alumni there. I think my parents came. Like that is so
that is the
cool.
sickest weekend ever. That is so fun.
Ever. And it's like a build up. Like there were playoffs to get there. So you were like on the fence for 3 weeks before. And so kind of just like edging the whole time. And then you finally get there. And like, it's sick. And if we went to FBS, I think we would be playing, Duke's Mayo Bowl. And like, no one's going to, people will go, but you're not going to get everyone there. And it's not going to be a must visit thing, you know?
Yeah. And what is
100%.
like, and pick a Sam Houston, like what's like their identity in college football? Like we don't like tell me one thing.
Their identity for me is that I had them plus 6.5 and I think they lost by 30 on Saturday. So pretty fucking useless to me. Like they become a number on a board.
Right.
Which
Whereas
is
your
sad, but
Dakotas,
it's
your Montanas, like true identity, like this is the thing.
And like those bowl games I'm telling you about are like ESPN on like a Tuesday night. The national championship is ABC or ESPN at Saturday at like 6 p.m. Which
I think, by the way, I think it's Friday or Monday night this year. I was looking at it because
the FCS?
Yeah, I was gonna propose it to these guys of like, hey, this might be a game we should go to. Let me just confirm.
Well, it'll be the first time that it's in Nashville too, which would be fun.
Right.
Is it at the
FCS?
Titans?
FCS National.
Vanderbilt just redid their stadium, and so it's at Vandy.
Oh, cool.
It's Monday, January 5th. So, like, once again, that feels very national championship like.
Yeah.
You know, it's 2 weeks prior. It mirrors.
You'll be standalone Monday night?
Yeah. Well, it is. Oh, yeah, standalone because NFL ends that weekend, but it's Sunday. All the games
That's
end on
why.
Sunday.
That's right. Well, I was going to say, if Cat Grizz happens again in December, could anyone talk you guys into doing Bozeman for fucking 3 days?
The semis are.
You guys are probably booked.
Well, the question
December
is,
20th.
do the people of Bozeman want us back? We were talking about that before you got on.
Oh,
because like we got a lot of people that hate us.
They're just they don't get like what. So I was supposed to go to Missoula for the first time and be welcomed by the athletic department in the school and be like, "Nah, I'm Cats, man. I know West."
Of course. I think I didn't realize how involved with like the athletic department and the team you guys would be. Like when you guys were like, "Oh, we're going to Missoula," I thought it was just going to be, like just along for the ride. Clearly, yes. If you're a part of, if anyone's welcoming you, you're going to do that. It is funny, like, I mean, but isn't a part of like what your content is like if you're selling out like that to like be Grizz, like you're gonna get
ingrained.
Yeah.
We get ingrained.
And I think I fucking tweeted like 3 things of you guys anyways. So
but that's why we were joking, like had Snapback Saturdays started a year prior, a year later, like and it had fallen in Bozeman, we would have been in the same Grizz hat. I mean, the Cats hat that you're in. We would have been saying FTG. Like, we're down to because I think what it does is it like I'm actually most fearful of going to a place, rating and ranking it, and then people being like, "Well, you didn't even go all in, and you didn't go to the right bar, and you didn't," and that's why like. Mid-third quarter, I always say, all right, let's go into the student section. Let's get a really good feel for what that was like, right? So we have to be all in. Yeah. And you learn the rivalry that way. Yeah.
I love that. Did you guys find yourself, as the game was going on? Oh, yeah, no, you go.
No, I was going to say it'd be distracting to go there in Cats gear.
Yeah.
Because then we wouldn't, like, the whole time I'd be defending myself.
No, you'd be fighting for your life.
No connection. Right. But anyway, your question.
I don't disagree with how you guys play this. I've like went and roamed so many sporting events like a zillion times, as one should. But that's also how you get, like, if you are in Missoula, if you're going to a restaurant or a bar before or after the game, like, that experience is meant to be experienced as a home fan, not an away fan.
Exactly.
Like, yeah, you want that camaraderie and like college football feel. That's the whole point. What the fuck was I going to say?
The student section,
guys.
The student section.
Oh, I was going to say, as the game went on, did you find yourself rooting for like a good game, or were you just like full on Grizz vision? Like, I hope Montana State goes 3-and-out and we score.
Maybe I'm speaking for myself. We were all in on a good game. Or I was all in on a good game. That's often how I like to see it. Once and then it set up perfectly because they were down 10, and it was like, all right, if they're gonna come back, it's gonna be an awesome moment.
It became pretty
Gilman
evident
scores
pretty quickly that we're all Grizz because we need them to come. Like, it could have potentially gotten out of hand. So
the only thing that sucks is I wish your night your night would have been more fun had they won.
That 100%. Like it does, but that's also the beauty in the rivalry is like it killed an entire town. Like the night before, we were asking people like, "Will you still go out? Will you still go out?" And they're like, "Yeah, like win or lose, like we're still gonna."
No,
I don't think people could have been less interested in going out. That
I'll say as a player, dude, that when you win there, the bus ride home is pure.
Oh, I forgot bliss. You guys take the bus too.
Well, it's 2.5. Yeah. So it's like it would be. I don't think you'd fly. Yeah, it's just an easy. It's an easy bus ride.
I'm sure.
Do you get back and immediately go out?
Straight to bars, dude. Straight. I don't even know if we fucking showered. I'm sure we did, but like, but yeah, I mean, it's like a straight rip. Because we also weren't making playoffs when we won my junior year, so our season ended with a win in Missoula.
But so it was like they had the bye, so
pure balls to the wall. Yeah.
All right, well.
Also, dudes, hey, I hate to run it, but I've got a flight.
We appreciate you.
No,
you're in an hour.
You're good. You're good.
Where are you flying? You guys rock. I'm going home, so I'm flying back to Missouri for just a little Thanksgiving.
Appreciate you.
Safe travels.
Boys, I hope you had fun, and this is a fun like little start to a little online friendship here.
Yeah.
Yes,
good work.
Please.
And maybe
if you guys ever
in person in Nashville.
Yeah. Or if you guys ever, there's not like a lot of college football going on here in New York, but if you just hit me up for whatever, and we'll make it happen.
Our office is in New York, so we should get you in for content, anyways.
Bueno. Do you guys do NFL, or when college football's over, are you laying low?
We do it all. We do it all.
Yeah. Might see you at Arrowhead.
We'll talk.
Then. Yeah.
All right.
Rock and roll,
Let's do
please.
it. Thank you, Wes.
Do I need to stay on to like make sure it downloads and shit?
I think just hit leave and then wait for like 10 seconds. Yeah.
All right, boys. See you later. Appreciate you.
Peace. Happy Thanksgiving.
All right.
What's up?
I was just gonna say he's a beauty.
You said all right.
He's
yeah,
a beauty.
absolute beaut. What was the question I asked? Oh, I was like, would you go to Nashville? And he was like,
yeah.
What?
Next fucking question.
Yeah, no fucking shit.
All right.
Yeah, next question.
Anything else we want to get from Montana before we got to move? We actually have a hard out for the first time on this pod.
We do. The thing I think that is worth covering that we have not covered is the noise. Where do we think the Montana Stadium noise landed?
I calculated the score. Do you want where it landed officially?
Another thing that I think breaks our scale is we do fans and atmosphere, which is the. Are you reading the newspaper? What's going on over there?
Scores written down.
Like I think if we made a loudest stadiums ranking, it would be different than our fans and atmosphere ranking. So I would rather just talk about the noise personally and where you guys think it rated out, ranked out, how it compared to others.
Yeah, I mean, for me, there's like a few that are without a doubt louder. You have like Wisconsin for that specific game, definitely Tennessee, definitely Penn State whiteout when I went back for the college football playoff, and then Oregon I felt like was definitely louder. But then after that like tier break, I would say, I kind of started looking at each one and was like, is this louder? Is this not louder? So looking at the scores, we all landed fans and atmosphere wise. I know that isn't exactly loud, around the same number, which was like mid to hundreds.
What are you doing? We got to get you a Stanford mic. I feel like you've been cradling it like a football.
No, it's
what. Are you gonna reveal what this ranks or
overall?
Do you want me to?
Yeah, I mean, because I responded to like this. I don't know how to use a spreadsheet. Or like the thing just breaks every time I try and use it. Every filter.
You actually broke it. We had to fix it.
Really? Yeah. I'm trying to filter A to Z, Z to A, and it just gives me NFL.
Yeah. So the way you need to do it now is. Never mind.
Oh, someone's being loud. Yeah, nice. Yeah, because I also I wanted to maneuver it in like, because sometimes you give your score and you're like, oh, well, I didn't mean it to rank there. So I hope maybe we don't do it live, but I want to make sure, like I want to see where it landed so I can adjust. Because I actually asked Casey, where does this land it? Because I want to,
Like you're gonna see how it landed, then adjust your score.
Correct.
I don't think that. I think the point is like you're supposed to give your score on what you thought on the 4 categories.
I mean, we all agreed like
you can't tank the score. Like we've changed it, right? So you're gonna have your individual score, but you can't then just tank the score if other people felt differently. You know what I mean?
You're definitely
once again, it's the AP poll. It's the AP poll. Like if you think Indiana should be 3rd, and you see everyone else voted them 2, and you're like, well, I'm going to vote them 5th to drop them to 3.
Yeah, but my thing is like, okay, if it came out to be like let's just use extremes, like our 50th ranked experience, I'm like, it's not our 50th ranked experience. Or I mean for my score actually, like just mine because I couldn't use the spreadsheet.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
So you just want to know where your score ranked out.
Yes. So then I can and I would have been able to do this privately if the spreadsheet had worked for me.
All right.
That's what I meant.
Here, this can be a great exercise.
Use it after the fact.
I actually think this is a good exercise because sometimes people don't understand. I'm trying not to show it. So can we all see the screen right now?
Yep.
So, all right, Tim, what is your score?
Hold on, let me open up with Casey. And
for people who are new, the scores are weighted. The categories are weighted. So food is the least weighted category, and the other categories mean more to the score. But go ahead.
Fans and atmosphere, 8.5.
Okay.
Food, 6.2.
Okay.
Uniqueness, 9.2.
Wow.
And stadium gameplay, 8.1.
Okay. All right. So 8.12, which would not be number 1 overall. I don't want to click over. Right. Well, Case, Case, I think one thing we need to do going forward is we can't plug the score in until the video is live, because then people can like just head to the site and see what we graded before the video is even live. But people did that for tech.
Are you sure?
Wow.
How do you know that?
8, because I got messages and I got tweets, and it was like they knew the score before we were even live. It was a combo of both. So Tim, 8.12 was your score, which would be tied with Tennessee for 4th all time. You weren't at Wisconsin or Red River. And you were a little lower on BYU. It might have rated out as your top college football experience of all time.
Yeah, so that's what I mean. Like I would have this.
You don't think that's accurate?
I would have this just below Tennessee.
I do my rankings based off going through each category, and you go through it like that. Yeah, you're not capable of doing it.
Yes. Right. And so I have some like tweeners where I'll be like, it's like about an 8.2 or an 8.3. And like, if it was higher than Tennessee, then I'd be like,
tinker.
Yeah.
I feel you on that. I've gone through similar exercises, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't know. If that is what it spits out, then and I'm not saying that Brawl the Wild is a better experience than Tennessee, but my experience based on the way that we do it, it technically was, right? And it reopens the conversation of like, do we include Thursday? Do we include the bars? Do we include the poker? Do we include, so
I also think
is,
it's fair to be like, well, and again, another can of worms I don't really want to open up, but like Tennessee was like my 4th ever Snapback Sports experience.
Right.
Now I've been to you know what I mean? It's so that's where I'm also like, no, like now that I've been places, that shouldn't grade higher than whatever.
For sure.
Like
we that's another question. Are we grading, like, should we go back in and readjust completely? But also you lose a little bit of
2 years ago is no longer what uniqueness is as much anymore.
That's actually the one category I wouldn't touch because that was how we felt the unique moment.
Access at Tennessee,
but it's like
was really unique. Now, if we got that level of access somewhere else, we'd be like, that is as minimal of access as we could get.
Yeah, I don't even look at it. I don't even. Yeah, I mean, again, splitting hairs, all that. It's just going the idea of you should be able to use the spreadsheet privately to your benefit, and I don't know how to use it, so.
We can handle that. All right, Case. Shall we make our picks?
Quick recap from 2 weeks ago. I won. I had the Dolphins -2.5. I moved to 6 and 5. Jack won as well, +3.5 Broncos. They won outright. He moves to 5 and 6. He's on heater. Tim Packers -7. He pushes 3-7 and 1 for Tim. You got a good number. It closed at 7.5. That would have been an L, but you got the push. That's why we do it, right? Numbers.
He's sharp. Numbers matter.
Numbers, not teams.
I'll kick it off. I think JJ McCarthy is not a good NFL quarterback. I'm not saying they should move on from him, but I do think we've gone a bit too far here. I'm seeing 10.5. I made this game 6. I like Seattle. I think they're a good football team, but Sam Darnold's laying double digits, and this feels like the perfect buy low spot on the whole idea of Kevin O'Connell and JJ McCarthy and Justin Jefferson in that defense, and a pretty good sell high. JSN goes off for another 198 yards. They kill a Titans team. Give me the hook plus double digits. Sam Darnold laying double digits is just tough, man. It's tough.
And if there's a team that would know how to attack Sam Darnold, it would be the one he just was on.
Come on.
I like what you're seeing there.
I'm on Minnesota.
Case?
Yeah, I'm going to go the Eagles -7 against Chicago.
Considered it. Yep.
Love for both sides. I think everyone's going to be on the Bears, and Vegas is telling you this is exactly what it is. I don't need you.
I agree with that statement. No, I agree with that statement. I don't think there's love for the Bears.
No, I'm saying public. I'm saying the public is going to be all over the Bears here because they are on a heater. The Eagles' vibes are so down. Everyone just saw them not score a point against the Cowboys in 3 quarters. But Vegas is telling you they are significantly better than this team, and they're going to win by double digits.
My only thing is, sure, Vegas is telling you they're significantly better, but, are you even getting the value? Shouldn't this be 5? And it's no, they're clearly a touchdown better. It's just you guys are selling.
Steadfast, and this is how much better they are. I think people are going to be teasing the Bears. They're going to be people are going to play money line Bears. They're going to fucking put it as I think it's Eagles all day.
Yeah, people are going to tease the Bears from 7 to 13.5. To 13. That's a really good. Yeah, that's
strong.
You're 3-7-1.
Okay.
But in teasers, you might be 7-3-1
on your legs on the Monday Night Football slip for sure. No, you're great.
Yeah. Again, fuck you. Then what's the fucking point of doing this? Literally, fuck you.
Win.
Right, but if you just attack the record, that doesn't
okay. Yeah.
And also, what's your fucking record? You're 2-0 in against this NFL picks. Right. Like you're acting like you're fucking God's gift to Achua. Like
2-0
relax.
on a Monday night.
Yeah,
show.
no.
Like last year, sure. Last
6 and
year
5,
you want
6
to
and
talk,
5.
sure.
Hey Tim, do you want to what do you think of Arizona? Do you want to bet them? Yeah, I'll hop on that with you. Hey Case, nice win on Arizona, right? Or on Arizona State, right? Oh, I parlayed it with BYU. Or I parlayed it with whatever.
Fucking
okay.
Florida,
No,
who
that's
lost by
different.
90.
Yeah.
Nah,
That's
5 sure.
super. Good strategy. Keep that up.
I actually was a beauty on Sunday. Straight bets, 2 team teasers, -120.
Nah, for sure. I called you. I said let's put $1,000.
I told you Rico was
B-Rob
going to
and
rip 20
CMC's
yards on that first drive.
No, you said he would go over 50, and he had
But what
2
I tell you
carries
on
for
that first
18
drive,
yards
I
in the
said they're
second
going to come
half.
out with Rico.
You said he would get 20 to
got
25
17.
yards. He didn't get either.
It's close enough.
Also, that's Monday night weird game. A lot of nonsense.
No, I didn't have a side
game.
on the Monday night game.
I did. -7.5 winner.
No, I meant all for prop adjacent stuff. Just bizarre game.
Nah, Ricky.
I will
just go. He's literally a twink pussy.
Fucking hate him. I'm gonna a lot of road favorites here this week. A lot of big favorites. I'm gonna go Kansas City -3 at the Dallas Cowboys. Disgusting bet.
Yeah. It's gross.
All right, great episode, fellas. Shout out West. Shout out us. Shout out Missoula. And I'm excited to see your face painted.
Yeah, me too. Not getting out of it.